mind you can't control. Running wild, can't calm down. My head is in the clouds. Gotta keep this feeling, keep on breathing, even if we're slipping away. So I close my eyes and lose myself now. Do it like it's only today. We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Happy Labor Day, everyone. Have some rolling in.
We got a party for a lifetime. No, we ain't stopping for the sunrise. No, we don't care about the bad nights. For a second I can feel like this. Make me feel like this.
Yes, Pat. That's why I was wondering where you've been. Good to see you. Good to see you all. Get it started. I hope you feel better always late.
I'm on my
It
last
was
straw.
completely.
I'm broken and I'm woken up. I'm done feeling your lies. I've had enough. I can't run your place in this faulty game.
Thank you, Lisa. Happy birthday,
All the
Heather.
words you speak mean nothing more to me. 'Cause I'd start over now. Rewind. And I won't let you go. I need you by my side.
Happy birthday, Joanne. We're always hitting that low cap. Yeah, I was up very early hours of the morning.
I'm done, I'm gone, so don't run from the truth. You're lost, now I know you played me just like a flip. I still can't believe you had me on a leash, cutting all my teeth with all the lies you bring. 'Cause let's start over now. Rewind, and I won't let you go. I need you by my
Silent, we could never forget summer. It's so cold though. It needs to go to the Cold Case Foundation, in my opinion.
Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Happy Labor Day to everyone. Hope you have enjoyed this extra day off. Today is Labor Day, September 2nd, 2024, 4:55 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Good to see you all in chat. Really do appreciate your time. Very sweet Carmelita. Thank you so much for gifting a pearl necklace. Really do appreciate you, my dear. You are very loved. Thank you so much. So there is a little bit of breaking news that is coming related to the Sebastian Rogers case. Something just happened to my chat. Okay, there we go. 1 second, y'all. 1 second. Okay, let me pull this up real quick, guys. So someone has done an additional $25,000 reward. And I am seeking information regarding the whereabouts of Sebastian Rogers, age 16. The FBI is offering a reward of $50,000. I will add an additional $25,000 for information leading to Sebastian or evidence of his whereabouts. $75,000 total. Please text me 32 sorry, pardon me. Please text me 332-252-3636 or email nh@manhunts.one. I will be covering this situation in the coming days. So we need to give a round of applause for that. That is such wonderful news. And the name of that person, Nick Hatteras, I believe. Nick Hatteras is doing that extra $25,000. That is a big, big reward. Uh, how do I pronounce it? Ochi? Is that how I pronounce it? I jacked it up. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much, my dear, for your super sticker. Really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Things are starting to shake and move in this case. That's what it seems like, doesn't it? It's what it seems like. And hopefully, uh, that will come out. Uh, now, you're right. I think, people should text the FBI first, to be quite honest with you. Um, and, just leave the reward, just add that reward to it, in my opinion. But it's very good that they are offering a $25,000 additional. So last night I was live in the early hours of the morning because Silver on the Scene, great channel. If you, yeah, not Nick Barris, no. If you are not subbed up to Silver on the Scene and you are on the Sebastian Rogers case, I highly recommend that you do so. He has been down in Mississippi. Thank you, Gypsy. Thank you so much. He has been down in Mississippi working on the Sebastian Rogers case, searching everywhere. And we have long suspected that Mr. Foot was at a different campground prior to Sebastian going missing. And Silver, one second, y'all. Sorry about that. I so Silver on the Scene has been down there, and he has found that there is no record of Mr. Foot ever being at the Easy Days Park. Now, does that mean he was never there? It doesn't. It doesn't. But someone came in my chat last night and reminded me of something very interesting, very interesting. And that was on a live somewhere, and I really need y'all's help on this because you guys know there is Mr. Foot saying that he went to go get the RV to clean it up for his mother to take it on a trip. And we need to figure that out because there's a lot of things in this case that's important. But in my opinion, one is obviously the lights. Number 2 is the phone call. And number 3, oh, you did, Tasha? Great. Thank you. I'm going to look at that right now. And number 3 is the 17 hours that Mr. Foot himself says that he was gone. Justin, I have the pictures of 2 RVs that were at Yogi Bear. Um, see, I have those pictures too, but I don't know if I know that there's 2 different RVs, but I don't know if that's his because of how the pictures are. Their car is not in front of it at that point in those pictures. So, could he have gone under a different name? He certainly could have. Turn the RVs. Perfect. Bear. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to watch Silver on the scene, some things that he spoke about so he can explain it a little bit because this is very, very important. And then just as some context so you understand, please make sure you go over and support Silver on the scene, watch his videos, and subscribe to him. If he's got memberships, if you can become a member, support his hard work that he does. He doesn't live around here, right? He doesn't live in Tennessee. He doesn't live in Mississippi. He works his butt off to get there. So there's that as well, right? So credit goes to our friend Silver on the scene. Let me put his thing up here. Silver on the scene. And he has been looking a lot. Okay. All right, let's get started here because we've got a lot to cover.
And only 2 miles. It's in another city, Horn Lake. That's in Horn Lake. This is in Horn Lake. But we're talking about Easy Days in South Haven, Mississippi. So let's take a look, give it an overview of what we're talking about. I show this picture because this shows not only the relation to the two, and I'm going to pull up Google Maps in a moment too, and then we're going to dive into this. But all these X's showing where I've searched, okay? And right here is Yogi Bear. And over here, this X right here is Easy Days. It's a 2-mile drive. Somewhere it crosses from South Haven into Horn Lake. And both of these are at the top of Mississippi, just south of Memphis, Tennessee. So let's throw up the Google Maps, all right? Easy Days RV Park. Now, let me just state again what I've stated, then we're going to get into it. There is 0 record on file for a Christopher Proudfoot renting a spot at the Easy Days RV Park in South Haven, Mississippi. How do I know this? Ladies and gentlemen, I made a phone call. Not really knowing what to expect. Hey, contact the South Haven police, get back to us. Hey, come in person. Hey, I can't give you that information, but that was completely opposite of what I got. I was well received, 15-year-old boy missing. A, they knew nothing about Sebastian Rogers missing. Nothing. Zero. And then B, I was looking for two answers simply. Was Christopher Proudfoot there? And what day did he leave? Was he there in February? And what day did he leave? Second to that, I was looking for, where was he located in your park? Now let's take a look here. Something I didn't realize until I got on the phone with him. This is the main office. You can see it's located here, Easy Days RV Park. So I was aware of.
All right, so I'm getting some emails. And Promise Roads, thank you so much, my dear, for 3 months of your support. So happy to be here among compassionate people who work with integrity. I am a proud pearl. Thank you so much, Promise. Really do appreciate you. Love your new picture, by the way. Really do appreciate your support. Someone emailed me. I'm reading it to you guys, Justin. I was a member of JLL's group, the Missed Disappearance on Facebook, since the first week. And in early March, around the time that JLR did the video at St. Jude's, I had commented my theory and opinion of what happened. And a guy replied to me that on February 25th and February 26th, Chris's camper was parked on the construction job site. And on the 26th, Chris got a phone call and was ordered to remove it at St. Jude's. I have been oh, okay. I have a feeling that the guy that replied to my comment, it was an employee of a construction crew. Also, Mr. Bowerfoot allegedly has a job, as I recall, has some connections to RV selling RVs. Okay. Okay. Now, it would be really difficult. It would be really difficult in order to do to put your camper there on St. Jude's. Not saying that it couldn't happen. Now, I believe there is some reason why Mr. Foot his job was, quote, up in the air that he states. Could it be something with a camper? I mean, it's possible. I'm not sure, what's what, but if there was something to the effect of switching campers, they need to know about that if they don't. Does anyone know where he said that about switching or cleaning a camper?
This side, I did not realize this is also part of their park, as well as you see this open field.
Yeah, we'll get
behind
to that.
rooms to go. They're expanded. So what do we have? I don't know if you call it the main area, but the main like leasing office. There's a pool behind it. We'll zoom in and show you that. It's relevant. I'll tell you why. Main area. I was focused on this row and this area. This is also part where people can park their RV, rent their space across the street. This area here is for storage. So if you've got an RV and you want to stay at home for a while, you don't want to use your RV, you can store it here. And then they are expanding because they're so busy. This is going to be another spot. So eventually, Easy Days will go all the way down through here. Okay. That's just some of the detail I was given on my call to them this afternoon. Now, before I go further, let me tell you this. If there's no record of Christopher Proudfoot on file at Easy Days, then was he at Yogi Bear? Has he been at Yogi Bear the entire time? So he didn't move from Easy Days. He actually moved from Yogi Bear and he went back to Yogi Bear. Okay. I don't know which one of those are more confusing. Leaving one and going to another, or leaving the one you're already at and then coming back. Why not just leave your RV there and come back 3 weeks later like you did?
I'm beginning to wonder if that RV is actually not. I'm going to look again while we're playing this, because I don't believe there is an RV in his name.
So I phoned Yogi Bear. They were closed today, or are closed today, several hours ago. So there was no one to speak to. I did leave a message that I was looking for a 15-year-old autistic boy by the name of Sebastian Rogers, missing from Tennessee, and that I need to ask questions and find some answers if they're willing to speak to me. I left my phone number. Maybe they'll call. If they don't, I'll phone them again tomorrow. It being Labor Day, not sure if they'll be open as well, but hopefully by Tuesday, I can contact them. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm doing is I would love to be out there looking. I would love to be out there looking. That is Silver's on the scene. Why is that what I do? Because I feel like when you're there in person where things could have happened, you pick up things, you feel things, you're looking, you're actually where something could have happened. And that's how you find somebody, in my opinion. So I couldn't make it there. I'm not going to be able to make it there for several weeks. And there's a few people we have in the area. Okay. So I've reached out to them, and let me take this time to show you. I'll address her as Tammy. And Tammy was able to go by yesterday, and let's just watch her little video clip.
I'm looking. That's what we need. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So to give you an idea of where Tammy's at, we'll go back here to
Plus the
this.
boat he was
She's
searching on
basically
was-
right here in her car, and she's filming these woods just to show what these look like. And she catches this RV at
yes, they did. I see. Remember, they did visit Yogi Bear. However, this would have already been switcherooed. Remember, this was in the first 72 hours of Sebastian going missing. Right? So this was in the first 72 hours of Sebastian going missing. I think I have a photo somewhere that whenever they was there and they had stuff like laid out on the side of the camper.
Yeah, let's take a look at it one more time. Right there. So that gives you an idea. So if you pull this up, excuse me. If you pull this up,
VP, correct.
okay, and you go in here, right here, approximately is where her car is, somewhere right in here, and she catches this RV. Okay. And there it is right there. Okay. So this shows you how close these RVs are to this stretch of woods. Now, she also has another clip for us to take a look at. Thank you, Tammy, for your help. We appreciate it. All of us appreciate it. Let's take a look at this clip. Okay, so what we're seeing in this clip is, what stands out for me is this building here. This would be the RV sales building. Okay. Also, I'll give Tammy credit that she found out that this area, these trees are part of this property. So the property line for this RV place, it may even be where this fence is. They may split the trees, but it split. So parts the Easy Days, and this is the
Hey, I see
RV
you. I'm gonna
sales.
text you.
Can't see the name there, but South Haven RV and Marine is these two. So what I noticed though, and what she was trying to show me in this particular video, is how dense these trees are. Okay, it's a wooded area. I wouldn't call it a forest by any means. It's a wooded area, as you can see on Google. But right here, how you could simply go in there really easily. Okay, so how did I get to Colin, and how did we get this footage that Tammy went by? Why are we here? Okay, you go back to the last couple of videos. I'd asked people where was Chris Proudfoot at the Easy Days? Okay, that's the question, because as you can see in my photo here, I've looked all over here around Horn Lake, around Yogi Bear, but look at this one spot. Was he here? And the theory being that yes, on the night Sebastian went missing, he had been here all month, maybe even in January. And on that particular night, his RV was here. He comes home the next day. And then the following day, he goes back, as we all know. We all know he went back and
we're going to get to that in just a second. Someone just sent me this. It says, please read. Early on, allegedly coworker came out and said that CP was actually keeping his RV at the work site. Supposedly, he was going to get in trouble with his employer if he did not remove it ASAP. I cannot verify the source, but this could be a possibility. Question if it's true, or was someone providing an excuse for CP to leave for those 17 hours? Did you ask if they had something listed? Thank you for searching for Sebastian. Okay. That would be interesting. I'm not convinced at this point, but I'm always open that it was on the lot. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Jennifer. However, I will say that if that would be true in a hypothetical way, that could explain why he could have allegedly been there at 5:30 in the morning. Perhaps, but I would have to see
that
more
RV
or
back
hear
home.
more.
So one of two things happened. Well, actually, one of three. A, he was here, brought the RV back. When he came back 3 weeks later, came back to Yogi. B, he wasn't here. He was at Yogi the entire time, took it from Yogi home, and came back 3 weeks later. Or possibly, maybe she did say to me, the lady who I spoke with, that there's several other RV places nearby. Was he at one of those? And for some reason, we heard Easy Days, or we got confused, thought it was Easy Days. So that's the question. So what am I saying here? Okay, this is the whole point of this video, and I want people to come in the comments and help out here. Why? The question is this: why did we believe Christopher Proudfoot was staying at this RV?
Okay, I'm gonna show y'all this.
I'm a little embarrassed to admit I don't know why. I don't know why. Did he say it? Can someone share with me in a video, in an interview, that Christopher Proudfoot, from his own words, his own mouth, said he stayed here? Because here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, listen very carefully here. He is not on file. It's real simple. Did Christopher Proudfoot stay at your RV park the month of February? We could care less about January, right? We know where he was in March. Was he there in February, specifically 25, 26, 27? And did he retrieve on the 27 or possibly even the 28 that RV from your lot? Michael, the answer is we do not have any proud.
Okay. Someone just sent me this, which is pretty interesting in my opinion. I redacted the first name, but this is a picture. Road trip, let me know any suggestions. And there is an RV here. I don't know if they're pulling an RV, but March 10th. Was anyone with them? Was anyone with them? Chris did say it in an interview. I need to know where he speaks about cleaning. I think it was in Terry Lynn's, and I texted Terry Lynn, and she hasn't responded. Jennifer has mentioned Riley Strain too. I don't know if this is the Proudfoot camper. I don't. You know what I'm going to do? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Let's see here. No, this can't be theirs. They got to be pulling it, because this is a motorhome, a Class C motorhome. So it can't be that. Can't be that. Is that a picture going down the road? Yes, this is a picture of them going down. Well, it's a picture, and they said they were on a trip. And that's it. Let them know any suggestions. Yeah. So they might have been pulling something behind them, but the one in front of them, they might have just been doing that to show that they were on like a trip.
Foot on record on file. No Proudfoot. No Jim Proudfoot, no Katie Proudfoot, no whatever Proudfoot. So I said, okay, let's go through some more names. Let's just throw Rogers out there. There were several Rogers, but they were no Rogers I've ever heard of. There was not Seth. There was not Sebastian. And those were really the two I was looking for. Bowerstocks. Terry or Kathy Bowerstocks. Nothing on file. No. Construction company, contractor, St. Jude's. Went through a whole list of things I could think of that possibly it was under his company. No, no, no. Now, she did share with me IDs aren't taken. Our IDs aren't asked for. You can.
Now, interestingly, the place at Easy Days it has a camera as soon as you go in, and it would read the license. They would have the vehicle on camera, and oh damn, that's interesting. I just thought of something. And I just want to say this is nobody has been named a suspect in this case at all. But I was just thinking about an opinion or a theory, hypothesis even. Let's say, for instance, let me show you. Let me show you. Watch this. Okay, yeah, this is the way in. Right? Camera. Let's say, for instance, there is, in this theory that we're going over, that a camper could have been on the St. Jude parking lot. We have no, and I want to tell you at this point, it is just nothing but words, but it's something we can look deeper into. Let's say, for instance, that he did take it off of this campground, Easy Days, because of this thing right here, and park it on the St. Jude workplace area, because you wouldn't want anyone being able to maybe see that camera of you leaving. That's a possibility. But I'm sure that there would be cameras around the St. Jude area as well. However, is that why he went and got that camper? Me too, I see you. Me too. There had to be a reason your job was up in the air. It's not because your child goes missing. They would be sympathetic to that, right? That's something they would be sympathetic to. Just like Seth's work. His the coworkers, they donated their vacation time. I mean, um, no, there's nothing of if somebody said that Seth was not on camera for his entire shift, if they said that he was in a parking lot, in a garage, sleeping for hours, that's not true. Unequivocally, rather, not true at all. That's just not true. Um, law enforcement should not be treating missing child's cases as an automatic runaway situation. I agree, Primrose. I think that's what a lot of this problem is, that they took this as, yes, they took them as, an outstanding citizen right away and took it for face value. And being at face value, it's normally true. Usually, if your kid walks out or runs away, that's usually what happens. Almost every time. Yes, there are cameras around St. Jude. So there's that. When one leaves a union job for another, they get put on the bottom of the list for calling jobs that may be. No, he said his job was, he almost lost his job over this. That's that's different than going to a new job.
You can just sign in. Now, allegedly, in my opinion, as all of this is, by the way, allegedly, in my opinion, we've seen Chris call into YouTube, live call ins. We've seen him in chats, and maybe he's a funny guy, right? But he likes to play around and pretend like he's other people. You know, when I go to a restaurant and they ask my name, it depends on the mood I am. Maybe I say Jason, right? Maybe I say Bob. I don't know. Is he a person who just checks in under, an alias for whatever reason? Nothing nefarious, nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Hey, I'm Jim Smith. Okay. One suggestion I was told by the lady who works there was, hey, maybe he shared, I've never heard this, but maybe a coworker stayed with him in the RV
I agree
to
with
save
that.
money, and it was under his name. So there's really several possibilities, but the one thing we know is a Christopher Proudfoot did not record himself there. He's not on the books for staying there. So now it leads to the question. I've got a couple of them. Number one, why did we think?
Well, it's like in the Nancy Grace interview. At the beginning of the interview, it was his job is up in the air. And then she asked a little bit later why they were down in Mississippi. Why, and then they said, well, I'm down here helping him to go back to work. No, Primrose, I can tell you that no, yeah, he was never in his car. He never left during his shift at all. That's not wishful thinking. That's not hopeful. That's just what it is. Justin, order the reports of the site and allow employees conduct. Where was that at? What did he say, Kelsey?
Why did we think Christopher Proudfoot was at Easy Days? So I'm asking that to everyone. Can you tell me why? Can you send me a link to a video? Can you send me something that he's...
Now, I will say about Crabtree, right? I understand he doesn't have a good track record in some aspects, right? When all that stuff with Tony and all that stuff happened. But what I will say is I do know for a fact that he did speak with a neighbor recently. Now that is an absolute fact that I do know. Now I don't know what he has said about that, but I do know that he did speak with
saying
a
in his
neighbor
own
recently.
words, I was at Easy Days. That's where I retrieved my trailer from. And when Katie and I went back, we went to Yogi Bear. Okay? Because I don't know if that exists. Secondly, if that does exist, if he is saying he stayed there, okay? If he's saying he stayed at this place, right? Okay? And if that's the case, okay, then if he was here, Easy Days, why is his name not on file?
No, they don't.
Now, at this point, I'm really jumping ahead here, but this is all.
I mean, they don't always take names. Every place that I've been with our motorhome has taken names, but from what I have heard from some of you in chat who travel a lot, motorhomes or campers, they said A lot of times they don't. Now, they obviously have a camera. They obviously have a camera there and would know if, he was there or not. But we do know that he was at the Yogi Bear for sure. I wish police would just come out and confirm something either way. I do too, but they're not going to clear anybody. I wish they would. I hope they just find Sebastian and let the chips fall where they may on whoever did this. And I pray it's soon, because this has gone on too long. Wouldn't they want the license plate number? Yes, they would generally ask for license plate number and make or model of, the vehicle and or the camper.
Alleged. But was this planned further than we think? And secondly, is he on file at Yogi Bear? We know he's a
Ask you, did you find that what I was sent you?
Yogi. People have gone by, they've done their own videos. I've videoed, I've taken photos. I've never seen his truck there. All of my photos and videos, he's never been there, nor has Katie's car been there when I've gone by. But I've seen photos and videos of others who have seen their vehicles there. But when I've gone by, he's either at work or he's out doing something. I've never once been there in person and seen. The only time I've ever seen his truck is driving by his home. But we know he was there. So that's another reason I called Yogi. I called Yogi for two reasons. Number one, did a Christopher Proudfoot stay with you guys? Yes. Well, we know this. Second, was he there in February?
Look at my other email too.
And if so, I know he was in there mid to late March up until recent. But on the February, was he there in February? And when did he leave in February? Because I don't know which is more a big question mark, ladies and gentlemen. Is it a bigger question mark that he was at Yogi, went and got his RV, brought it back home, and then 3 weeks later went back to the same park where it could have just sat during those 3 weeks while he was supposedly searching for his stepson, allegedly, in my opinion? Or did he move it from another?
Well, what I find the most interesting about this is the going down there for 17 hours. Again, not my words, his words. And cleaning out the camper because he had to get it ready for Mommy Bowerfoot. Right. All right. So let's, I want to show you something. We're going to get to something Pat Brown said earlier, but this will always stick with me right here.
The importance of not letting Sebastian's case fall through the cracks.
I think a lot of us thought, well, he just wandered off. He's going to come back. So I made some notes because I'll be honest with you. This is like really, it's tugged on my heartstrings. I mean, I lost sleep over it because I have a son that's the same age as Sebastian. Our law enforcement from the sheriff's department has done a great job. I went to the command center. They want Sebastian found probably more than parents at some,
I think of a lot of us thought that he walked off. Right? This guy I think he's with the city council. He's the commissioner of Sumner County. I think that tells you, in my opinion, a lot. Right? I know, Seth, but what he's saying, in my opinion, is a about you know who. Because they weren't the ones looking. They were the ones that had themselves 3.5 hours away. I guess they weren't expecting Sebastian to come back. This was with the campground that started 327. That has always stuck with me, that comment right there. He's the commissioner. We thought he just walked off. We thought he just walked off. Credit goes to Pat Brown. Pat Brown is one of the best in word analysis. I respect Mr. Dahmer very much. Yeah. And all the experts, every body analysis, word analysis, former FBI, law enforcement, former law enforcement, they all say something stinks here. Something is off with a mother who is doing what? Nothing.
Back. They lived in Hendersonville, which is close to Nashville. You can see it's about a 3.5 hour trip. Now, I'm not saying I'm accurate on this, but he was not in town when he supposedly disappeared out of the house. From what I can gather, and it's very, very, very vague, it seemed like he was there the day before he disappeared. And it appears he left approximately, and again, I'm not sure, somewhere around 9 o'clock at night to drive to Memphis.
Yeah, someone just sent this to me. I do remember. Justin, can you play that again, please? Did law enforcement say they wanted to find Sebastian more than the Proudfoots? They said more than the parents. Obviously, I don't agree that with when it comes to Seth, but because Seth has been the only one that's been out there at all. Thank you, Don, for gifting a pearl necklace. If you received that pearl necklace, give our girl Don a big, big thank you. You can enjoy our after show later. CM38. Did you just send it? Did you just send it?
And they chatted while he was going down to Memphis. So he was out of the house and she was alone with her son. She said goodnight to him. He said, "Good night. Love you, Mom. Love the puppies." And then she dozed off and went to sleep. He's out of town now, supposedly driving to Memphis and in Memphis.
Oh yeah. I got your email, but it says unavailable. Thank you, Justin. That is quite telling. Yeah, well, it says what it says. Not only the parent comment, but to me, what it says, we all thought too that Sebastian walked off. Come on, guys, let's get to 1,000 thumbs up so we can have a chicken party.
And it appears he left approximately, and again, I'm not sure, somewhere around 9 o'clock at night to drive to Memphis. And they chatted while he was going down to Memphis. So he was out of the house and she was alone with her son. She said goodnight to him. He said, "Good night. Love you, Mom. Love the puppies." And then she dozed off and went to sleep. He's out of town now, supposedly driving to Memphis and in Memphis. At some point in the night, this child who supposedly is happy, has no reason to walk out of the house, gets up in the dark and walks out of the house in bare feet, supposedly with a flashlight. She says when she goes to wake him up for school in the morning, he's just not there. Okay, let me stop there as far as the
Tammy,
waking up
thank
in the
you.
morning and finding him not there. She says, oh, where is he? And she tells a couple different stories, but that she thought maybe he was in the kitchen making some food because he does that. She goes to the kitchen, he's not there. Within 3 minutes, she says, one of her stories, 3 minutes, she's like freaked out. And she calls him and says, I can't find him. He's not in the house. I'm thinking 3 minutes. Okay. I go into my son's bedroom and he's not in bed. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, did he already get up for school? First of all, I'm not panicked. Maybe he got up on his own. He's 15, for God's sakes. I would yell for him, hey, Sebastian. And I think he's in the bathroom. That would be the first pace. That would take me about 30, 40 seconds at least. Then I go down to the kitchen and go, Sebastian?
Right.
Okay,
CB,
that's
I
another
agree.
minute gone. Okay,
3 minutes.
and then I'm going, Sebastian, where are you? I go to, I don't know, the living room, the hallway, family room. I don't know how many places I got in the house. I'd be calling around for him all over the house. What the heck? Sebastian, where are you? That's not going to take me 3 minutes. Then she says eventually on one of the later interviews that she checked the closets.
Phone lines
But
are open
sometimes
if
she
you
says
want.
she talked to him first and then she checked the closets. And then she checked outside. And she also doesn't say that originally. So it's supposedly after she talks to step.
It would be interesting to know how fast she was driving in that neighborhood when Sebastian went missing. Did she make a left onto Kellen to go up Kellen and then turn back around? Was she driving fast? Was she, was her head out the window yelling for Sebastian? Because she was gone a little while, right? She says she just looked on Stafford and Kellen in her neighborhood, as well as the school.
Stepdad. Okay. So my kid, I can't find him in the house. I'd be looking in every place I could, but I certainly would be opening up the door and going outside going, Sebastian. I'd be screaming his name around the house, thinking, what the heck? Did he go outside? Did he get in where is he? And I'd be running around the house like a lunatic, looking for my son. That takes me more than 3 minutes. 3 minutes from the time I see him in the bed to going checking the bathrooms, the kitchen, wherever the heck in different places in the house, closets, outside. That's not 3 minutes. It seems like he wasn't there. So I called him and said, he's not here. And then he says, you should check some more. She says she did. She calls the sheriff's department and says he's missing. That's a weird story right there. But then it gets weirder.
It's sad, Faye.
The claim is they do not have any issue. They didn't think that somebody came into the house and took him or somebody coaxed him out of the house. Nothing. They don't talk about any other reason for him leaving the house other than
Louise,
he decided to walk
darling.
out of the house in the dark with bare feet because they say all the shoes are there and a flashlight. Now, his dad, Seth Rogers, says he don't like being barefoot. He does not like being barefoot and don't buy that story at all. Especially, if you're running off into the woods or something. Bare feet is not the best thing to, do.
And
but then you think flashlight. What is?
That's a great point. Just let's say he did walk off. Let's say he did walk off. That's not guaranteed that he's heading straight for the woods, right? That doesn't mean he's going straight for the woods. I mean, if you're barefoot, that's going to be really, really uncomfortable, especially for a child that doesn't want to be dirty, doesn't like the outdoors. It goes against everything that we have heard about Sebastian from the feet's own lips. Not what I am telling you, from what they say. He doesn't like to be dirty, right? Doesn't like to be cold. Doesn't like the outdoors. But he went outside barefooted and with no jacket and with no scent and with nothing on camera and nothing ever seen, found, or heard of him since that night. Okay, thank you, Cindy. Mm. So, yeah, doesn't like bugs. That's when Katie does this. Let me see if I can find it. This is when she does this.
Snacks, because, you know, he's 15 and snacks.
Right there.
Snacks, because, you know, he's 15 and snacks. Snacks, because, you know, he's 15.
When she says he doesn't like bugs, he goes, oh, like that. His attitude was bad that day, is what someone said. Well, that's, according to everyone, according to Katie, according to Katie's sister-in-law, and everyone that saw Sebastian that day, his attitude was good. KK says it would have been different if we were fighting or something, right? Thank you so much, Cindy. Really do appreciate that. Welcome, my friend, to our strand of pearls. You are now included. Thank you so much. Said that Kay was on camera backing the garage and leaving the neighborhood. Yes, leaving the neighborhood. But was she, if you're looking for something, you're going to go slow, right? If you're looking, if you've ever lost a dog or a cat or something and you're driving through the neighborhood and you're like, kitty, kitty, or whatever, saying the cat's name. Was she doing that? Oh, thank you, Cindy.
Does he need a flashlight? Because he's in this dark outside.
Phone lines are open if anybody wants to call in. You're welcome to call in. Also, you can text anything related to the case to this phone number or email. Pics.
He's going into the woods. He's wandering down the street. What the heck? Whatever. How do you know the flashlight's missing? They never explained the flashlight issue. I don't know where the hell the flashlights are in my house.
I think it's bizarre. Debbie357, thank you so much, my dear, for renewing your membership there, my love. Appreciate you. I mean, I did check it, my dear. That link didn't work earlier that you sent me. And thank you so much, Debbie, for gifting a pearl necklace. If you received that, please thank our beloved Debbie. Really do appreciate that support, Debbie. Found out that on Facebook, didn't know anything was going on. Staying up all night playing video games? What do you mean, Debbie? Okay. Oh, hold on 1 second. 1 second. Sorry, my phone lines were jacked up for a second. Hey, dear. Sorry about that. What's up? How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thanks.
Good. I just wanted to share something that I thought about. As far as the doors, you know how KP implies that he walks out the front door?
Yes.
And the only reason he would have been able to walk out the front door is because of the keypad. Well, I have one of those keypads on my door, and you can access it through your phone. And there's also a digital history on those.
Bingo.
They're locked. Yeah.
Bingo.
So I just wanted to share that with you. And those do include the brinks. And also the camera in the kitchen would have been the Google Assistant linked with brinks.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can pair them all together. My door is the exact same way, and it will tell you how many times it's been opened, how long it was opened.
If it was opened from a mobile device or from manually.
Sure will.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's right. And I've mentioned that before, and it's like
well, I mean,
hold on, Sherry Marie, there was no scent of Sebastian leading to anywhere. Now, if there was there was a scent of him around inside of his house, in the front yard, and in the backyard, but there is no scent to him leading to anywhere. And if there is a scent of him in the front yard or the backyard on the inside, there should be a scent of him walking off.
Correct. Yeah. Especially barefoot.
There is no scent of him to the pond. That is an infactual statement. Sorry, I'm not talking to you. I apologize. So.
Oh no, you're fine. No, I agree. I mean, there's going to be scent around his house, but actually leading off to a location, there wasn't. No. So. Yeah. I just thought about that, and I think that's very telling right there. You know, and if she did leave at some point, she had herself. You know, if that was her in the backyard with the lights, she had to have walked out the door herself. And, you know, I don't think that they have one of those keypads on the back of their door. But
yeah, he said they said he would have had to, well, number one, he would have been scared of that door because it made a sound. A child that's scared of a door making a sound, I'm sure he's going to be a lot more scared of the outdoors when not knowing the world.
Well, and she said that she put the dogs in the sunroom, which leads to the back door. And you can't tell me that dogs aren't going to bark when a door is open,
course.
Whether it's them or not.
Of course. I mean, if anyone has dogs, especially little dogs, the door opens. There it goes. That's right.
Well, thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you calling.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Great call. So this scent to the pond, it was not Sebastian's scent. There was, I think Chris said like 15 dogs.
Rita, down, Cece.
Clutch your pearls.
Hey.
Hey.
Glad I got you on the phone.
How are you doing?
This is Rita. This is the first time I've ever called you.
Hey, Rita. Thank you for calling.
I have watched your show. I normally call Dolly a lot. Like, I follow Dolly quite a bit. But I was looking at who I could actually watch, you know, alongside of him.
Yeah.
And I really like you. I think you have a lot of respect for Sebastian and what's going on with this case.
Thank you.
So I'm going to get signed up to your channel as soon as possible.
I appreciate that.
I wanted to call and let you know that. I do watch Silver's on the Scene. I want to thank you for bringing him up tonight and letting people see his videos. He's a good man.
He's a good man.
Heart.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good guy. Very
and
good.
I do have a question, and I don't know if anybody's ever looked into this.
Sure.
Most of the time when people are taken into police stations and they're questioned, there's a video of it. And no one seems to be able to produce a video of these guys being questioned. I don't know if that is on an ongoing investigation, and that's why they're not showing it, or if they were actually questioned in there.
What do you mean? I don't understand. What do you mean?
Were they questioned in the? Well, my question is, was they questioned in the privacy of their own home together? Because I don't think they were questioned in a police station. I don't think Katie, Chris, or Seth, or any of them was taken into the police station, sat down in an interview room, and talked to by police officers. I don't think that happened. If it did happen, they have never told us it's happened that I've ever seen. And we watched Chris Wattsby fail there's people that did something wrong, and we was able to see. They showed those videos, and people was able to see those people getting questioned either in court TV or on crime channels. But we're not seeing that with this case.
Yeah.
So my question is, was they actually questioned by the police inside of the police station, or was it at home in the comfort of their own home while they were all sitting in the room together?
So
there was let's see.
Go ahead.
That's what I don't know.
So the TBI has said that all the parents have been questioned. That is on their website. All parents have been questioned. From what I understand, they have all been questioned. I think Chris and Katie together, and they, from what I understand, have been separated and questioned as well. I know Seth has been questioned. I know that they were questioned even one day when they were like all three there, when they were showing like the videos and of when when Seth wanted proof of life that day as well. Now, as far as us not being able to see it, number one, it's Tennessee. In Tennessee, they you cannot get a FOIA unless you live in Tennessee. Which stinks. So we usually have to get someone from, one of our viewers to get it for us. But two, it's still an active investigation, so that they're just not gonna show it until there is some sort of resolution in this. I mean, I've requested interrogations from other states where even it was closed, the case was resolved, and it was the person was prosecuted, found guilty, and are in jail, and they have still denied me before because for what they'll make up a reason, and you usually have to go with them about 100 times back and forth, but they'll generally say it's too soon or whatever. So
and I just wanted to know that. I mean, I've never really brought that up, but I was always thought that, and I never knew that they said that they were actually questioned in the police station. I always thought they stayed, because from what I understood was they stayed in their own home with the cops for 2 days. They told them to stay there, and that they were searching the house, and they were doing all of that stuff. And then a few days later, they gave them back their devices. That's what they were saying in the beginning. And then somebody was saying the other day, Seth doesn't have his devices back, but I was like, no, they also said he had those back.
Yeah, everyone got their devices back. There's a lot of rumors. So all three of the parents all got their devices back within maximum of 2 weeks. Now, they did keep a Nintendo, my kids have them, I forget what they're called, Nintendo Switch. There we go, thank you. And it was his older one that it was just I don't think it really worked anymore. I think it was in a drawer or something like that, and they kept his older one for maybe they couldn't start it or whatever, but that's the one
Yeah.
they kept longer. So
Okay, so I didn't know, and I was gonna say this. This is just my thoughts,
sure.
and I could be wrong, but the FBI has a $50,000 reward, and it's been a few days now, and they have this reward. And now, if you're going to have a reward like that, I would feel like they're wanting to take this case. Now, a lot of people are saying the FBI is not taking over the case, but that's a lot of money to put up and not eventually take over the case.
You're right.
In my thoughts,
You're right.
And I'm thinking that they're probably just fed up with all of it. And they're like, we're going to have to step in. But I did see in the chat earlier where somebody had mentioned, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it was in your chat. It's up a little bit. You might be able to find the comment. They said they raised it to 75,000.
So there is
maybe you can
a
look into
person.
that.
Yeah, I did speak about that as when we first went live. There is a person that has pledged to offer an additional $25,000. So it's a combined of 75,000. 50,000 would be, and it's up to 50,000 with the FBI, and then 25,000 from a donor. And that's
so that's good. That's good news.
it is. That's a lot
Very
of
good
that's
news.
a lot of money for the FBI to say, to put up. And you're right. I mean, just because they're not the lead, meaning they are the ones, that aren't leading it, doesn't mean they're not working their own. It doesn't mean they're not working their own. I found it interesting after, and it's just speculation, I want to make that clear. After the sheriff died, this is whenever they came out and said, okay, now we're going to offer, it's 6 months. Now we're going to offer $50,000. I thought that was interesting timing. I don't know if they just feel like, all right, the sheriff's, maybe they didn't want to step on his toes or whatever, but now they're like, you know what, we're going to offer $50,000. And just because we're not maybe the head of it doesn't mean we can't find something and hand it right in their hands, Sumner County, and say, here's a little package for you. Now it's yours.
Yeah, here it is. You take the glory, but we did the work.
Right.
You're probably right about that.
So
I also wanted to say one last thing before we got off here, Justin.
Sure.
That kind of money, and this is my opinion. I'm sorry. That's a big reward, and no one's came forward. Now that tells me only a couple of people know what happened. In my mind, in my personal opinion, CP and KP know way more than they're saying. I'm sorry. I do not believe Seth did anything in this situation at all to this boy. He's been out there looking. He's been taking the beatings. The clickbait is ridiculous with him right now. He's been putting up with quite a bit, and he's the one that's actually out there begging for the FBI to take this case. And it just tells me that he did not do this. I believe he was at work, and I think that the truth is going to eventually come out because one of them is going to crack. But that's my personal opinion. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but that's just my opinion. I think that they're responsible. Something happened there. We don't know what happened there, but something went down, and he's no longer either with us or they've got him hid away really good. It's one of the two.
Yes, I agree with you. And and someone was right. The FBI doesn't do rewards for a child that walked out on their own. That's not what they're there for. Number one. And I agree with you. I think the behavior that was going on, what was happening in that house before, there was a lot of things going on. Custody, CPS, just generally, in my opinion, he just didn't really like Sebastian. And I think the video of there's a person going back with some sort of light in that house going toward that house, and they don't come back and the car leaves. So I think at the very minimum, in my opinion, someone would be in that house that would know. And
Yes.
and that's at the very minimum. You
Yes.
and there was only allegedly Sebastian and KK in that house, right?
Yeah.
So if he's missing,
I'll be getting to question a whole lot of that.
right? And you got to think that
Cameras are not working. I mean, I have so many questions about that.
right. And
Cameras aren't working the night of. They're telling Nancy Grace, no, they're stalling. Well, cameras weren't working. Well, you people work on security cameras. You don't know when your cameras aren't working. It just, the whole thing don't add up.
Yeah.
None of it.
It doesn't.
And they're calling into YouTube channels using voice changers, all craziness to me.
Yeah.
So, but I'm going to get off here. I got to
Well, great
take care
call.
of my daughter.
Thank you. Thank you so
And it was
much.
good talking to you, Justin.
Nice talking to you
All
too.
right. Bye,
Bye-bye.
hon.
That was a great. I really appreciate you, Nancy Joe, and thank you, Rhonda. Love you, Justin, and chat. Look forward to your lives daily. Thank you so much, Rhonda. Really do appreciate you. And it's me, Laura. Thank you so much for becoming a pro. Look amazing on you.
Call from Mini Panthers.
Clutch, what's up? How are you
Hey,
doing?
I'm clutching my pearls.
Hey,
How are
girl.
you?
How you doing?
Good. I am so happy to hear that you're moving forward with the RVs. I called and mentioned it to you last week, and you were so stunned, and people remembered that
Yeah.
there was a switch.
Yeah.
So I am so glad that you're going to pursue that, because that's really bothered me.
There's three
And-
things in this that, in my opinion, is very important. One is the lights, two is the 2-hour phone call, and three is Mississippi, the 17 hours, and those
switch.
RVs. Yes. Mm-hmm.
And the nice thing is if they can track down that RV, which they could easily track it down,
Mm-hmm.
is a cadaver dog will definitely hit if there has been a body in there.
You would think. You would think.
You would think. And I kind of suspect that the FBI has gotten involved due to the fact that they can see the mess that's become. And I agree with the sheriff passing away. It wasn't stepping on toes. It was good timing.
Yep.
But I think because of the jammers, that's a federal offense.
If that did
And-
happen, and I just want to be
it
clear
did,
for
okay.
I just want to be clear for my audience. We have no evidence that has happened, other than
That's right.
there was a glitch. We'll just call it for now.
Right. But if there was indeed
if there was,
allegedly jammers,
yes,
that would bring the FBI to the front. I
It
mean,
sure
they might
would.
not take the lead yet, but it also shows that they believe there's some sort of foul play for the FBI to be coming into this. You know,
there is
they're not going to search for a runaway like this.
there is, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think that's why, probably, in my opinion, at least, Sumner County hasn't done another press conference, because they can't come out and say we have no idea. We don't know any more than we knew on day one after 6 months. And so
Yeah.
you're going to have to give us something a little more, or that's just going to infuriate the people. I mean, if you don't know more than you did 6 months ago, then it's time to hand it off.
Exactly. I'm going to ask you this. I ask you this just about every time I call. Have you ever found out if the lights turned on in Sebastian's bedroom at 6 a.m.?
Oh yeah. I've asked that question. Have
you found out that answer?
No, I haven't. But that's something
the
I
other
want to
thing-
know. Was those lights turned
I
on
do
in
too.
his room at 6 a.m. when she went to check the
That was
bedroom?
that was a brilliant
thought that you had about that, because you are correct. If she didn't turn those lights on, we got an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
And
I
what was
still
she
would
dressed
love to
in?
know- Yeah,
Mhm.
I would still really love to know when the garage door was dented, because now I'm starting to piece together more. I personally, in my opinion only, do believe he was being forced to sleep in that garage. I do believe there's a whole lot in that CPS report. And if it would have come out, Chris would have never gotten his daughter. Maybe had possibly even supervised visitations if it was as bad as I suspect. Now, why also does your child at 15 years old, who stays home alone at both homes,
Mm-hmm.
not have the code to the garage? Is it because you locked him in there and you wanted to make sure he could not come out?
Yeah. Yeah. I've wondered that myself. You know, you don't have the key to, you don't have the code to the garage. And I mean, honestly, you know, if Sebastian was going to run off, he had 2 hours
Lots of
on many
opportunity.
days when Katie wasn't at home, and he would get home before, get home from school before she would start, or before she would
Absolutely.
get home. 2 hours there, and then there were times, with Seth, that he was there for hours by himself.
Exactly.
So
No, I
it's
don't think there's no way in my mind the boy ran away.
no. Mm-mm.
It was from the very beginning. Let's give old pictures. Let's exaggerate things. It was from the very start a circus on their part, in my opinion.
Yep.
And okay, I'm going to ask you one other question, and
Sure.
I know you probably cannot answer, so I expect you to tell me no way. You have said there's a video where we have Satan on the loose that somebody has, and they're very afraid. Can you tell me?
Hold on, say that again.
If you know of somebody that has a video showing a certain person acting as Satan, and the person that has the video? Can you tell me? I have two questions about it. Does law enforcement have a copy of this video?
I don't know.
And secondly, I know you probably can't say, but is this person, when they're raging, are they raging on a younger person possibly?
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Mm. No.
All right. Thank you. I wondered if that was the case, and
But I mean, they would. I hope one day. I think it'll be out one day. I really do think that.
It will, because it's going to show his temperament.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it ever comes to courts and things, I believe.
Yeah, I think it will be out one day, but just not yet.
I wasn't a big fan of the law enforcement that had been handling this case.
Mm-hmm.
I had felt there was some inner corruption and friendships working and money working.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
so, y'all, that is
now that the FBI is involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think with the FBI now involved and invested with money and other things that they don't normally do, I feel that this case will end up with the prosecution. We may never get Sebastian, but I do believe people will be found guilty, and I think they're taking their time to make sure every piece is in place so no jury can question anything that they're going to show them. That's just my opinion.
I hope you're right. I hope, I hope this
I feel more hopeful.
Is solved and solved soon, because we all need to move on. Like, we all need to move on from this. And
we all need closure.
Yes.
Because he's ours.
Yes, he needs.
He's ours too.
Yes, he's.
Yeah.
He's captured the heart of the world.
He's very
many
loved by
countries. Yeah.
everybody. That's right. He's
Yeah.
all of ours.
Yeah.
I would like to also hope whomever, not saying anybody did, has done this, I hope they're living on pins and needles, waiting for the door to be banged in, or they're to be pulled over when they go do something. I hope they just can't even rest because they're so nervous.
If someone did this to them, I hope their heart is a prison right now, and it is.
Exactly.
And yeah, I do too. If someone hurt any child, I hope that they stay in constant like that. Yeah.
I agree. Last thing I want to tell you, every time you say Nintendo, I laugh. I love that so much.
I'm such an Appalachian. Listen, I say Nintendo.
Oh no, no. Nintendo to get you to buy their games when they sell you that system. It isn't Nintendo.
What is it? How do you say? How do you actually say it? What's the correct one?
Nintendo.
Say that again.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
But they crack me up.
I say
change,
Nintendo.
Don't change, please.
Oh, I'm not changing. That's how I say it.
I love it. It makes me laugh every time. You are the best thing I have found on the internet in 4 or 5 months.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
Life. I'm a widow, and you have just filled my days and evenings.
Thank you so much. That makes my heart warm.
And keep what you're doing, Justin, because you're doing it with the right heart, the right intentions, and integrity.
Thank you, my dear.
I love you, and you be blessed.
All
and
right.
Your family feel better.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Bye-bye. Great caller. Wonderful. Wonderful caller. Very sweet. He always calls in very sweet. Ellen, thank you so very much for your support, my dear. Really do appreciate that. And RT to go, thank you so much. Really do appreciate your support. Can't do it without you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I say Nintendo. I walk into GameStop and I'm like, yeah, I need this Nintendo game. I'm like, I don't know what the hell it is. Let me show you, because I don't know. Don't know what it is for sure. Is what it is, right? So last night, we're going to get to some more stuff here, but I want to just thank you, Ellen. It's very sweet. I want to show you guys this video because
From Taylor.
Clutch, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, good. Can we do for you, darling?
Yes, this is Taylor.
Can you speak up a little bit, please? Can't hardly hear you.
Yes, this is Taylor. And I live in Little Rock, Arkansas.
Uh-huh.
And this child, Sebastian, I have been watching this case from day one. And I don't care if they put up $1 million reward. They're not going to find this baby unless they check the Mississippi River. I have lived around the Mississippi River all my life. And what I really believe is they got the baby Seth, they got him well prepared, and they've got him blocked where nobody can find him, and he is in that Mississippi River, pretty close to where Chris said he was working at the St. Jude Hospital.
You think so?
Really think. Excuse me?
You think so?
I think I'm just almost positive. I just really think so. And I think that 3-hour conversation, I think that Chris left his phone on, and I think that she had hers on, and they met halfway, and he got that baby, and they got him well taken care of, so nobody will ever find him.
I think it's going to be. I think if he is outside, I think if he's in the Hendersonville area, he's more likely to be found. But I also think that if he is perhaps in water, I think it's going to be a difficult thing. Now, usually when someone is in water, they show up somewhere. They show up.
I believe, he worked in concrete. I think that they have got him mounted in concrete, and I don't think he will ever show up.
Oh, that's I don't know about that, but that takes a lot of time and commitment.
Yes, I think they kept him in that RV, and they got him exactly like they wanted him, so nobody could ever find him. And I think that's why they're not afraid. They're not afraid of anybody finding him. And it's just so sad. But they got blood on their hands because that was God's kid.
In your opinion, you got to say, in my opinion.
That is my opinion.
Okay.
And I have said that from day one.
Right.
I really enjoy your show, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate you, dear. Bye-bye. Now, I don't particularly think, I know a lot of people talk about concrete and stuff. I don't personally think that, but like the feet always say, he doesn't half-ass it. The Mississippi has raging currents and whirlpools. After 6 months would also be impossible. So I have a member. She knew someone who was put in the Mississippi River, actually, and it took almost 40 days. It was 30 some days before they were found. I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to be found, right? Doesn't mean you're going to be found. But generally they, end up in an area that is not with a lot of current. Yes, and I remember that post when Mr. Foot said it was laughable that he was that someone, it was something about concrete or something like that. RT, thank you so much. Code and sleeping in the wow, that's an interesting. Maybe they lock keypad. That's interesting. I've heard a lot of things, right? But that's a new one, and that's an interesting perspective there. That's very interesting. I am 50-50 until I hear the audio is confirmed. After hearing the dispatch call, I did initially think it was neighborhood, young men involved. Yes, don't get mad at me. I think the audio may be real. No, listen, I get a lot of crap for that audio, but I believe, in my opinion, I knew where that audio came from. And they ignore me like the plague. So I'll just say that the person who first had that audio, when she downloaded it, it was under a file of its own, which was interesting. And it was right after Sebastian went missing. And she finally gave me the source of where she got that from, because she was just pissed off herself. She's like, listen, I'm just going to give it to you. And she finally gave me the source, because you remember for a while she wasn't giving me where it came from, and she gave me the source. And I have contacted that person over and over and over and over And I'll just say that they are in Tennessee and they will not get back with me. So, but I cannot, come to you guys and say anything is real, and nor would I, because I have no way to confirm it. Right? So all I can say is there is, it's some audio from somewhere, and I don't know where. I personally believe the audio, but that is just me as a person. You don't have to. The camera that we saw there on the corner doesn't have any audio. I had that phone that saved audio from in a separate file. Yep. And that's what's so interesting about that piece is when you download it shows up in a separate file. Right? The FBI does have the audio. They certainly do. They certainly do. And I also believe that's why they will not contact me as well, because I think they never wanted the corner cameras out, right? Where Nick and the car, showed up. They never wanted that out. So, I'm not going to play the audio because, I've played it before. If you want to go back and listen to them, it's called Clutch Them Pearls, Just Add Audio. We've cleaned it up, the best we can. You have to really listen. Now, I've got it cleaned up. Trust me, I have cleaned that up as crystal clear as you can get that thing to clean up. And it was taken. It sounds, I'll just say this. It sounds like very familiar voices in ways we've never heard them. They've never said what they said. Like, it wasn't, like, for instance, it wasn't clipped from an interview that they did or anything like that and just put into there, because the way that they speak in that, it's very, very interesting. Okay, you sent me an email. Okay. This right here is a video. Because I did a video on someone, you guys had asked me to do a new kind of overlay of the bite or the scratches on Mr. Foot's arm, and with the new FBI photo of Sebastian. And I did that, and someone tagged me the other day, which I never check my tags, but it dinged. And it's never dinged before. I never checked the tags, like, ever. I don't even know how to check the tags, to be honest with you. But in that little bell up there, I checked it. And they said, well, in this interview, Mr. Foot's arm is clear. And those had to be, I guess, like, photoshopped or anything, something like that. And so I want to show you in live, like real, not live. Well, it is live, but the video of Mr. Foot here in his arm.
Or a bite mark. Left arm or right arm?
Oh, I don't know. It's the one where you were in the green shirt. And I think it was the right arm.
So right arm slightly above the elbow. I'm guessing.
I think it was right below. If I'm
Holly, I will say this: people in the neighborhood aren't being quiet when it comes to authorities. They are being quiet because they don't want the YouTube and the especially like the TikTok drama. I don't blame them. And I also believe, in my opinion, when it comes to the audio, I don't think that was ever supposed to be out either. I think that they were uploading something else, and they uploaded something along with it in a separate file. And I believe, if Bubby, thank you so much. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. And I believe that is why they will not speak to me, in my opinion. And I totally get them not wanting drama. Now look at this. This is
so I have
moving.
I've got 2 spots on one on my hand, and I got one on my closer to my elbow.
And Peas, you're absolutely right. They don't want anything from, there has been 2 issues that I know of since Sebastian has went missing, that Mr. Foot has made a spectacle, allegedly, shall we say?
Elbow. There are 2 spots.
Uh-huh.
Now look at this.
We have little Morkies, and we have one that's very playful. We have one.
Look at those holes or cuts. Does that look like a Morkie to you?
It's not so playful. And I like to roughhouse my little Morkies, and I put my hand down and they chase it around, and I don't stop, and I let them nibble. And I've
Clutch your pearls.
Yes.
Hello.
Is this for Sebastian?
Yep.
Okay. I've been watching your show,
Mm-hmm.
and thinking just now,
Mm-hmm.
the dogs didn't find any scent going out of the house. And they were saying that they put Sebastian in the garage. Well, if the car's in the garage,
Well,
maybe
that's
Sebastian
I just
got
want to make
in the
that
car.
hold on. I just want to make that clear. That is speculation. So we don't know that Sebastian was ever in the garage.
Okay, but he could have went out into the garage when she was sleeping and got inside the car because it was cold. And when she backed out to go look for him, maybe she didn't look in the car and dropped him off somewhere. That's just my thought.
I mean, I hear you, but why would he go out to the garage when he's perfectly content in his room?
Who knows how they think or what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe he was hurt in the house and she put him in the car and drove him someplace and dropped him off somewhere with somebody or something else. It's just a different angle.
Sure.
How there wouldn't be any scent around the house, him going out of the house.
Right. Well, great. Thank you so much for your call, my dear. Really appreciate it.
It's just a different angle.
No, that's fine. That's your opinion. You're absolutely entitled to another angle. Absolutely, for sure.
Right. Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye. All right, let me play this, guys. 1 second.
been dumb enough, and I've gotten scratched by the bigger one.
They got their
So
claws clipped and not grinded, so they're rough right now.
Yeah, but I thought you hadn't been home for almost a month, or all month. I thought it looked like fresh scratch. I'm just
so
saying.
when I'm in a green shirt,
Yeah,
okay,
you were talking
was that
to Fox 17.
okay?
Hey.
Fox 17. I had already been home, so I got home February 26th. That
So
can be
was a new
released because
scratch.
that's when I came home.
Yeah, you're saying it was a new scratch then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like, no, I came home February 26th. We did the interview, and those were scratches that are fresh. 'Cause
Okay.
the day I came home, I was actually still wearing my work clothes.
Okay. So y'all, he's saying that is a fresh scratch. So I'll say it now. I have also asked about that picture. So that is a fresh after he got home from his little dogs.
So, what do you guys think about that? I think that's extremely, extremely interesting. No security footage has ever. All right. Guys, can y'all give me 1 minute so I can go take care of something? I'll play this from Pat Brown. If you can just give me, otherwise I want to end my live. I need to go take care of something downstairs. Is that okay? Can you guys give me a second? I have a BS trigger, and that's BS trigger. Yeah. Okay. I'll be right back.
The time I can't figure out if I have a flashlight. And when my kids were growing up, never knew where they were. So, I mean, do they know the flashlight was missing because the flashlight always sits next to his bedstand? Or it's always on the kitchen counter? They don't explain this. Why would they know the flashlight's missing? Where was the flashlight to begin with? And so, okay. He goes out without shoes and he takes a flashlight. All right, let's go to my analysis. I don't know when the last time Sebastian was seen, but I can't come up with that information, but it seems like at least nobody saw him after dinner. In other words, he was at home with his stepdad and his mom. Those were the three that were in the home. As far as I can find out, there's no siblings. So the three of them are home alone. At some point, he gets in the vehicle and he starts driving off to Memphis. We don't know if Sebastian was alive before he left for Memphis or not. But I can tell you something. Usually when a child disappears with no shoes and a flashlight disappears as well, to me, it sounds like the child is being carried out of the house in the condition he's in, which is not having shoes on his feet, put in a vehicle. And the reason the flashlight is going with that child is because you're going to need the flashlight to take when you stop, wherever you stop, and you're going to do whatever you're going to do. You need a flashlight. That's just my experience. So my problem is, let's take a look at the map. If that child did not walk out of the house on his own, I believe he's somewhere between Nashville and Memphis. That's a hell of a long, long journey. He could be anywhere, absolutely anywhere in that long, long drive. I can't say that he didn't walk out of that house on his own to go look in the woods, but nobody's found his body in the woods. The tracker dogs haven't found they haven't tracked him into the woods. I don't know if they've had cadaver dogs anyplace, but they should have had them. I strongly believe Seth Rogers, Sebastian's father, does not believe his son is alive, and I believe he's looking at these two because of his behaviors and the way he talks. I think they don't believe Sebastian is alive, but not because they think something happened to him after he left the home. I see no indication that they think anybody else did anything to Sebastian, which is odd. And I don't think they think Sebastian's going to walk through that front door. That to them is ludicrous. So I don't think it's going to be a good ending. I'm not saying these two are guilty of anything. I'm just saying their behaviors are concerning. The way he supposedly disappeared with no shoes and a flashlight is concerning. So, yeah, that's what I think. And I hope I'm wrong. You know, I'm a profiler and I'm doing what I call red flag statement analysis. I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping this kid, for whatever freaky reasons, did walk out of the house without shoes on his feet and with a flashlight and ended up at some friend's house and has been hiding in a basement. I'm good with being wrong. I love to be wrong because I'd rather have him be alive than me be right. So anyway, those are my thoughts on this case. Again, if you're new to the channel, like and subscribe, and I will probably...
Okay, that is Pat Brown. She is one of the best. Absolutely one of the best, in my opinion. Thank you guys for your patience. I really do appreciate it. Had to get the casserole out of the oven to feed my herd. So, I mean, how do you leave town when you can't find? You get rid of the dogs he loved. Well, Crystal, for me, it is the pattern. It is the pattern, and patterns are important. Us humans, we all have patterns in our life. We have things that irritate us, right? We have things that we struggle with. We have things that we find joyful. And this is in every single human being's life. And what I noticed about Mr. Foot is the pattern of getting rid of things. And it started allegedly, where we know, at least, in my opinion, is, again, if you believe Nina, she says when her and Mr. Foot were having trouble, she pulls up to her apartment one day and he is getting rid of her son's bed. Her son's bed. I don't know, Grace. You made a sloppy Joe casserole? That sounds amazing. I loved sloppy Joes when I was a kid. I haven't had a sloppy Joe in, God, I couldn't tell you when. Decades, probably. But he was getting rid of her son's bed. Now, think about that. I want you to think about that a moment. Two adults may have a discrepancy, right? But you don't get rid of someone else's child's bed. I believe Nina personally with every fiber of my being. Okay, PJ. Thank you, my dear. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Bubby Garcia. Appreciate you as well, my dear. And that shows also the pattern of how he liked, or he said, not liked, he said he would throw Sebastian's stuff out if the room wasn't up to his satisfaction. Then we have obviously the throwing, or the getting rid of multiple animals, the cats. When Mr. Foot and Katie first got together, they had 2 cats. Mr. Foot says for us to continue the relationship, Mom got rid of the 2 cats so we could continue our relationship. And Sebastian hasn't let me live it down to this very day. That is not my words, those are his. Rin, I haven't. No, I haven't, to be quite honest. Then we have what we know, what he said in Smiley's interview about throwing Sebastian's stuff out, making him take it to the outside trash, and then making him take it to the road. Another interesting thing he said there was, Mom stopped me a time or two, meaning Katie stopped him a time or two. Now, again, his words. So, in my opinion, it kind of lets me know that Katie thought it was too much at times. That she thought it was too much if she stopped him. Same as him lying about the snakes. He sold them and made Sebastian be there when he did it. Yes. And according to the snake person that bought them, he came out and said that that was not the agreement. That the snakes were bought for him to resell, but he knew Sebastian loved this snake so much that he couldn't sell that snake. It was just always on his heart. And then we have the wives, right? If it doesn't go the way he thinks it should go, you just leave it or throw it away. Leave it or throw it away. And then we have the we got the snakes, the cats, we got all that. And then it was, well, I don't want Sebastian around my daughter. I don't want Sebastian around my daughter. So he wanted Sebastian to go live with his father. And even he said this took a lot of, talking to Katie. He just whittles it down. Little things. That's what people like this do, right? They'll take this little bit, right? They take little bits at a time, right? And then after a while, they've taken almost everything of you, everything of the family, everything of your life. That's what they do. CP never expected that kind of attention. And I feel he is growing tired of the whole mess. I don't think he ever expected this story to get as big as it did. That is for sure. That is for sure. All right. Someone said they sent me an email. Let's. Okay. Okay, so let me show you where this is coming from. Let me take this thing off here. Okay. Nick, I couldn't begin to pronounce his last name. I apologize. I got the Hatzi HATZIEFSTATHIOU, says, I am seeking information regarding the whereabouts of Sebastian Rogers, aged 16. The FBI is offering a reward of $50,000. I will add an additional $25,000 for information leading to Sebastian or evidence to his whereabouts, $75,000 total. Please text 332-252-3636 or email nh@manhunts.1. I will be covering the Sebastian case in the days to come. I will share that out. Damn, maybe I will. I just shared that out on my Justin for All channel. I'll try to share it out. I don't really know anything about this creator. He's got 18,000 subscribers. And hold on. Do I know him? One second.
Man is a monster to utilize to kind
Did he used to do First Amendment auditing? He's the one who covered the escape I remember his face. If you ever get tired of that shirt, I'll pay you for it and send it to me. Oh, you like it? Thank you. It's by Guess. I liked it because it's like on the sleeve and I like floral and stuff, and it's a really good quality. Like it's not like a. That's what I liked about it. That's Nick the Hat. He covered Gon Clay. Okay, Gonzalez or okay. Yes, now it's a $75,000. Now, I agree. I think the tips should be sent to FBI and FBI only. That is my opinion. Lowly. Okay, look at your post. I sure will. Oh, I wanted to show y'all this. I thank you for all right, here's Lily. Lily, it says, join me tonight as we look into Grandis. That's what it says. He gave a shout out to JLR about this case. Okay. Oh, are we at 1,000 likes? Did we get it? Did we get it? Did we get it? Awesome. Let's have a chicken party. Let's do it. We'll open up phone lines. Tracy, can you hold while we have a chicken party?
Yeah.
All right. Let's have a chicken party. Tracy's going to hold and then we're going to take her call. Let's have a mother chicken party.
Katie! Christopher! Katie! Christopher! Oh, Grace! Oh, Grace! Christopher! Christopher! Oh, Grace! Christopher! Christopher! Oh, Grace! Grace!
Give me sugar, water. More.
Oh, your skin is hanging off your bones.
Edgar, your skin is hanging off your bones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Edgar, your skin is hanging off your bones. All right. Thank you guys so much for the 1,000 thumbs up. Y'all are amazing. And thank you, Darzilla, who covered the manhunt for the escaped prisoner in Pennsylvania with JLR. I knew him from somewhere, but I felt like I knew him from my First Amendment auditing days, when I used to help out some really big creators. So anyway, was it Tracy?
Yeah.
Tracy, thank you so much for calling in. How are you doing? Thank you for your patience.
I'm doing great, thanks. I hope you are.
Yes. What's up?
Okay, I have two things. I got two things. One, I'll tell you this now since everybody's talking about it. JLR works for Nick the Hat. And if you reach out to Magnolia and JLR, they could verify that for you.
Okay.
The same people that give Nick the Hat his credentials is the same people that gives JLR his press credentials. And JLR
gotcha.
stated many times that Nick is his boss. So yesterday,
Interesting.
JLR did a video saying that he was tempted to do some type of reward. So I'm wondering if he talked to Nick about it, and then today here comes Nick with this reward.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps. That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. That's great that this is being offered, if someone just knows something, if they came in one night and they someone was telling them something very small but could be something very big. Thank you, Beth.
So this is my theory. This is my theory on it.
Sure.
Okay. So my dad used to have a tree company, and they would take down trees and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the marks on Chris's arms remind me of somebody that's been around tree work, whether it's limbs, brushes, trees. Just listening to you for a couple of days now.
Yeah.
And listening to a few others, have this theory in my head that she took him out. He got overstimulated. They got into some type of fight, her and Sebastian. She either over-medicated him or she struck him and accidentally hurt him pretty bad. She freaks out, calls Chris. Chris is like, goes into protective mode. Chris gets on some other type of phone or something and calls somebody else to come and get him. He leaves his phone turned on and leaves it where he's at. They take off to go and get Sebastian. And in my belief, I think it's his parents that helped him.
Mm-hmm.
And they come and they get him. She stays on the phone with his phone, even though he's not on it, just to make it look like that they're talking on the phone for hours on end. He goes there. She grabs Sebastian's flashlight, okay, during this whole process, and that's how they mentioned the whole flashlight, because it was probably the only flashlight she could find at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they come and go across the yard. Chris picks him up and carries him away from the home, and then she goes back into the house. His parents go and put him in their RV and take off the next day or whatever, whenever it is that they take off. But Chris goes back to wherever his camper was, and then that's when they decide to call 911 or whoever he called, the sheriff's department, and then he heads back home. And that's how I think it went down.
So
I was 100% team Seth was guilty until listening to you the last few days.
Really?
And now I really think that that's what happened.
Yeah, I think I don't know. You know, I don't know what happened to this kid. All I know is that someone knows something. And I just want to say I appreciate that you and others who are willing to think for yourself and willing to keep an open mind, which is, it seems to be a rare thing on YouTube in the true crime community.
Yeah.
So, you know, there is nothing that, you know, we just need to find this needs to be done. Sebastian needs to be found. There are people that know. And
Mm-hmm.
and something you know, you look at those, you look at the behavior, you look at what was happening prior to Sebastian going on, all the things in the house, all the things that's you know, to me, in my opinion, there was something going on where I feel like, this is just my opinion, where Mr. Foot was like, that, you know, him and Katie were allegedly having trouble, and I believe it was probably because of Sebastian, and that is when they wanted, it was like Chris was like, in my opinion, in a theory, it's him or me. I can't do this anymore. Whatever whatever it was. And you know, there's the CPS, and I think for whatever reason he was irritated at Sebastian.
Yes.
So
I think
that's just my opinion.
It was Sebastian, because Sebastian, I used to work for the Autism Society of North Carolina, so I'm very familiar with autism.
Mm-hmm.
And autistic children require a lot of attention. They require a lot of like sticking to the rules, sticking to
routines are important.
A lot of organization,
Mm-hmm.
Routines and everything. I think Katie spent a lot of time, you know, focused on him, and it pulled away from the attention that he was getting.
Yep.
And I feel like a lot of this, when I listen to him talk, he talks about him with like a vengeance or something in his voice. It's like an underlying.
Sebastian thought he was. He made it sound like I was so horrible.
Yes, yes. And I just feel like he was so jealous of him that it consumed him.
Mm-hmm.
And he would try everything he could find to make the child's life miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So sad, so sad. But everything is in my opinion. So yeah. But I really did, like when he cut when they went through that backyard, if you look at the over, like the view from above,
Mm-hmm.
there's lots of trees and stuff that he had to go through when he cut across that yard. There, did you see that? Like the down, like if you're looking above those plots of land from above and looking down,
What do you mean?
you know, like Google Earth view, little area where he had to walk behind the house and then diagonal and everything.
Mhm.
There was lots of trees and bushes and stuff
Yeah.
in that path.
Yeah.
And I just feel like looking, like when you zoomed in and I saw the up close pictures of his arms,
Mhm.
I'm like, wow, that looks just like limbs and trees and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, it to me it looks I mean there could be, you know, it could be scratches, it could be bites, it could be like work, you know, like when you're in brush, briars, but whatever happened, something jacked up his arms.
Oh yeah, it was not a dog. There's no way a little
A Morky, yeah, a little, you know, they're sitting on Sebastian's lap. Listen, I bet you if there was any aggression in either one of those dogs, they wouldn't have been there in that house.
Yeah. If those dogs were that aggressive, they probably would have gotten rid of them like they did all their other dogs.
Well, allegedly, I don't, you know, I've heard that they've gotten rid of them already, but I don't know if that's true. Again, I know that Mr. Foot got another dog recently, and that was for allegedly his daughter. I don't know if she took it home with her or it was just her dog for there. I don't know, but
It was the animal of the month. Sad to say.
that's the way it goes. You know, it's in and out. Everything is. It feels like everything is suspendable, right? Everything. And you know, relationships should mean more to us than that. I really preach today, you know, on how we don't take our relationships seriously anymore. It's something that it's just, oh, okay, well, you don't like this, I'm done with you. Well, you know, if you care about a person, you'll work it out. You'll find a way. Both of you will.
Well, if you look at Chris's history, he's on his fifth wife.
Mhm.
Okay, so obviously he has he doesn't value extended relationships anyways. He's more of like a type of a guy that it's his way or the highway, you know?
Yeah.
You're replaceable. And I agree with Patty Cakes. Like, I feel like nobody's going to come forward. And I feel like nobody's going to come forward because it was his parents that drove him over there, and they're going to keep their mouth shut. In my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, I understand. I hear what you're saying. It's interesting, isn't it?
Yep. And also, no, I don't think anybody that was involved in the crime, unless they get taken in on some other crime and some pressure, you know, put against them, like, we'll give you leniency, is going to say anything, because as soon as they start talking, it's gonna they're gonna be in trouble for it too, because if they drove the getaway car or whatever, the car that came there, and they helped Chris, they're accessory. They're an accessory to the crime.
Yep. Well, and just family's not likely, if you know, if there is friends or family that is, you know, and there is foul play, if there is, then they're not likely to turn on each other. Now, you know, if someone outside of that may have an inkling, or they asked to use a car or a vehicle on this night, that could be some wiggle room where you could possibly get them to speak, right? So I'm praying it's something like that, or offer the lesser one a deal,
Yeah.
and just say,
I
TikTok.
agree, Lou. I feel like separating them.
See,
they're together too much.
mhm.
Ever since this happened, they're together all the time.
Yep. And in my opinion, that's why Mrs. Foote was down there in Mississippi. Was a way for him to know that she's
Control
not
the narrative.
not speaking to to others locally, whether that be law enforcement or whatever. So in my opinion, it's another way to control, and it's also a protection for her.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Well, I won't keep you any longer.
Well-
I just wanted to give you my opinion.
thank you so much for calling, my dear. Really do appreciate you.
Thank you for listening. I
Of course.
appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Okay. Very, very good call there. Thank you again, Darzilla. Appreciate that. So phone lines are open, but I want to play this really quickly. Whenever the caller was speaking about just you could hear it in his voice. This one always stuck out to me.
Never have a problem with this again. So if you tell them to clean their room and they go in there and they clean their room, well, they say come out, well, it's clean. And you go in there and you go to check their room and the room's not clean.
It's on up here, but
okay. Thought I told you to clean this room.
Now, just tell me, is this sound like, in your opinion, does this sound like someone who is sympathetic for a missing child? I just want to know your honest opinion. Or does this sound like a disgust or a hatefulness, or because you don't usually hear contempt in my opinion, at least, in someone's voice whenever anyone is missing, sick, or deceased, let alone a child.
You told us the room is clean, did you not? Well, yes, sir. Okay. Now I'm going to clean your room. And you know exactly what that means. I go in.
Now I'm going to clean your room.
And I go grab a trash bag. I walk back in that bedroom. If it's on the floor and it's not supposed to be on the floor, it's not picked up and put in the right places, goes in the trash bag. If it's not important enough for you to take care of and pick up, I'll take care of it for you. Throw in the trash bag. Tie it up. I've done this to him twice. One time, Mom talked me out of it. The other time, Sebastian, here's the bag. Go put it in the trash can. And then you're going to take the trash can to the street. And after that, Sebastian, did you clean your room? Well, your mom told you to clean your room. Did you clean the room? Yes or no? Well, yes, sir. Is it clean the way it's supposed to be? Well, no, sir. Then I suggest you go back in there and clean it, or I'm coming in there in the next 10 minutes and I'm cleaning. Yes, sir. hauls butt to that bedroom, and by God, that room is clean the way it's supposed to be. Now, it sounds crazy, but I promise you, you try it with your kids, man, your kids are gonna be like, oh my God.
No, it doesn't sound crazy. It is crazy. It doesn't sound crazy. It is crazy to throw out your child's stuff, especially I listen, nothing wrong with taking it away. There's nothing wrong with taking something away that as you're not going to play your I was going to say Game Boy, Nintendo, or anything like that, or taking it out. But you humiliate him by taking his stuff, putting it in a bag, and making him carry it out and taking it out to the trash. Justin, I have the clip. CP said, like to pee in his pants on my channel. I've just never heard anything like that.
They ain't kidding. Works amazing.
It's right up here where he says he's so horrible.
Do you feel like that he was ever a burden at all on you or your relationship, either one of you?
Was my stepson a burden in my marriage?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No. The burden, so what has always been a struggle, and anybody who's married and has, you're a step parent, okay, that struggle of being able to, yes, very much. And then you've got discipline on top of it, and, what you can do, what you can't do with, because you've got the other parent and this parent. That's always a struggle. When you can get on the same page with each other,
mm-hmm.
and finally everybody understands it,
right,
man, it is a beautiful picture. Beautiful. Now, am I saying everything's sunshine and rainbows? No, it's not.
Right.
But it ain't high tides and tsunamis either.
So if you and his mom ever argued, and that's in every marriage, like, would Sebastian ever jump between y'all?
And people are going to make me sound like I'm so horrible, but I'm there either, for the record. So,
yeah, so maybe Katie should answer this. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that, oh Lord, no, that is a whole nother thing that happened back then.
Yeah. Well, that's what brought me to my question. So I was just wondering if, Sebastian stepped in. And then I had heard at another place where Seth had said Sebastian would step in. And I didn't even know if he was talking about that or not, because I heard about that separate, that Sebastian would step in and say, don't do this to my dad or whatever. And he could be talking about something totally different. But, again, I have to think all kinds of things in my head. So did Sebastian have tantrums at all? And
yeah. He's a kid. I mean, it's even when I came in the picture, I mean, his tantrums were pretty bad. I mean, to the point, I mean, so I'm not dragging Seth, his mom, his sister, my wife. I'm not dragging people through the mud. So what is in the past is the past, and that really needs to die. And I'm saying that for everybody to hear, to include all parties involved with this situation. The past is the past. It needs to die. Let it be. But at the same time,
they keep saying who's Rachel. So you want to answer that before you tell them to
yes.
pass?
Okay. So I got no problem. Rachel is my
That
third.
intrigued me. I didn't know about Rachel. So
New Mexico and Tennessee.
and and that did that include with Sebastian?
Tennessee was Sebastian, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And in fact, Sebastian here, I'll just, like I said, I got nothing to hide. So Sebastian went to school one day because we were at the house. He got in trouble. He didn't have a belt on. I was like, "Where's your belt?" And got it. Whack. Kind of got him. So he goes to school and he tells the teacher. Got it. Whack. Kind of got him. So he goes to school and he tells the teacher. They're mandatory reporters. So the teacher reports it.
Mm-hmm.
That afternoon, CPS shows up to the house while we're actually sitting down to eat dinner. Now, mind you, 15-year-old child, he's not real happy. But
sorry, what did he? I was muted. Sorry, what does he say after the whack? Whack, I got him. Is that what he says? Whack, I got him.
Because he's in trouble, so he's being punished. So he shows,
So after the whack, right? From the day, I'm guessing allegedly the day before, and he tells the teacher, and then he comes home and he's still being punished even after the whack. Now let's just think about this, y'all. This is not my words. This is his words. After the whack, he's still being punished and he's not happy. He's at the dinner table just for forgetting a belt or lying about forgetting a belt. Yeah, Wendy, it's not the FBI that is offering the other $25,000. It's another person. So after the whack, he's still being punished for a stupid belt. Now, if that is the worst a child has done to get what he does with a spanking with a belt, then count your blessings. Because if Sebastian ever did anything worse than that, and he was hit with a belt and still being punished the next day, his words, not mine, then something is really wrong here, in my opinion.
makes a report. They come to the house, and the lady who comes to the house is the same lady we've had. She's had a case before. Now, the case that was before was something that did.
He just admitted that you cannot hit a child with a belt. You cannot hit them with any instrument. That is abuse, plain and simple. He just admitted that. I don't agree with spankings whatsoever. I got spankings. I think it doesn't do anything. It doesn't, talk to your kids. That's the best thing you can do. I don't understand even the whippings with the hands. If you do that to your husband or your wife, that's considered DV. So why is it allowed to do that to your child? If you lay a hand on your husband or wife, that is considered DV. But if you spank your child with your hand, it's not considered. We're in different times, people. Spankings don't work. I got it when I was a kid. It doesn't teach them anything. It only makes them fear you. It doesn't solve the problem. Speaking to your kids, finding why they did something, finding the root cause, that is what you need to do, in my opinion. Hello, thank you for calling.
Hello. Sorry, my tongue gets tied every time I call you.
That's okay.
The reason why I'm calling, everything that I believe, in my opinion, that Chris has done to Sebastian over his lifetime with him, I believe is the actions of someone that to remove their spirit, to break them down.
Yeah.
Like the military likes them to be young so they can break them down and build them back up.
Yeah, they're more pliable.
He doesn't build them back up. He just breaks them down.
Yeah.
To be in control. I just wanted to make that perfectly clear.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree. It feels just more like demeaning, more demeaning than anything.
Yes. And one of the things that he has said he's done, a part of my life had someone that did that with their own daughter. Was my stepdaughter for a while. He would go on and on and on and not discipline her or do anything with her, ignored her. And then when it got so bad that he'd have to deal with it, he did those very same things, stripped her room, took all this, and no matter what I'd say, you couldn't get him to do daily things of proper fathering. It was just that something I felt like was military-wise, but overboard, And I'm no longer with him, but it does mark the children or anyone that has that dealings to them.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make that point, and I thank you very much.
Thank you, my dear. Great call. Thank you so much. Nina said he smacked her daughter in the mouth and she wore braces and it split her lip open, 7 years old. And then he spanked her 3-year-old so hard that and they threw his 3-month-old daughter in a car seat. Yes. Google it, y'all. Sammy says, yeah, it is. There's a part right up here where you can just tell. In my opinion, you can just tell.
Didn't even happen. And it's like 3 stories that was shoved into one. And when they finally got it debunked, they were like, oh,
that's good.
He got so mixed up in telling one story, it mixed into 3 and it caused a commotion. Well, they canceled that out.
Yeah, Mr. Chris, after what, 8 years of a relationship? I mean, it just seems very formal to call your stepdad Mr. I don't know. It seems very cold.
So the one on me, she shows up and I said, hey, how you doing? It's her again.
3 different
incidents.
incidents.
Oh, hey. She goes, hey, I already don't. She's like, don't tell me anything, but I'm going to tell you what I know happened. And I said, okay. She goes, blah, blah, blah. And she told me exactly what happened. I said, yes, ma'am. She goes, oh my God. I said, yes, ma'am. This is how it's been.
That right there. Yes, ma'am. This is how it's been. Lets me know, in my opinion, that there has been things going on. This is how it's been. Yes, ma'am. This is how it's been.
Sebastian thought by telling on me.
Here it is. Here it is.
Making it sound like I was so horrible.
Oh, you cut out.
Right there.
Horrible.
It's interesting how he just cut out there, isn't it? Making it sound like I was so horrible.
Oh, you cut out. You cut.
Telling on me. I said, yes, ma'am. This is how it's been. Sebastian thought by telling on me.
Sebastian thought by telling on me. Now let's think about that for a second. By telling on me, not by telling untruths about me, just by telling on me. Telling on me. Not Sebastian saying mistruths about me, but telling on me. Was there other things that could jeopardize Mr. Foot in any way? Telling on me. Telling on me. Or by accusing me. Yes, he could have used that. But telling on me. Making it sound like I was so horrible.
Making it sound like I was so horrible.
There you go. Okay.
That I was going to get in trouble over something stupid.
You cut out. I can. Oh, there you go. Okay.
That I was going to get in trouble over something stupid.
That he was going to get in trouble over something stupid. Now, in another interview, he says he thought he was going to get me kicked out of my house. There was a tug of war in this house, in my opinion.
I was like, no, Sebastian, you got punished, man. You got punished. And he was like, but, and I was like,
then you mock him. No, Sebastian, you got punished. And then he mocks him. Now, never mind.
You got punished. And the lady took him outside. She goes, Sebastian, just because you get in trouble and you get punished, you need to understand when you go and you say things about people and you get punished. Lady took him out. But, and I was like, you got punished.
What do you say
there? And the
there?
lady took him outside. She goes, Sebastian, just because you get in trouble and you get punished, you need to understand when you go and you say things about people and you lie and you fabricate things and you make it sound worse than what it is, sir, you can.
You lie, you fabricate things, and you make it sound worse than what it is. So he's saying there that Sebastian is stretching what was.
Can get in trouble for that. So we had that happened.
And then he says the CPS lady, or worker rather, threatens that they say that Sebastian, you can get in trouble for that. I can assure you, ICU knows this, I have a neighbor and a very good friend who has worked for CPS for 20 years or more. And you can never tell a child that they are going to get in trouble for them speaking out on something they feel is at risk. Can't do it. And if they do, then they would get in trouble. You're exactly right.
And the lady was like, I am so sorry. And I said, no, he's just a child.
That drives me insane right there when Chris says that. He is saying that the CPS lady is saying, I am so sorry. And then Mr. Foot is like, no, no, no. He's just a child. He's just a child. That is exactly right, Mohawk.
He's upset. It is what it is.
Is
I'm
what
okay
it
with it.
is. He's trying to sound
He sat that back
compassionate.
down at the dinner table and was like, see, eat your food.
Sat back down at the dinner table and say, see? Eat your food.
And we went back and everything's been fine.
Yeah. That girl wants to know what was he wearing when they went to dinner. Maybe he returned if it was his favorite place,
See?
I guess, to the
Eat
restaurant.
your food.
Katie, you remember?
We may have lost her.
Oh, now, I just get if it has, we don't have to go bad. You not there anywhere. That's sorry.
All right, let me
I'm
show you
sorry.
this. I want to show you this. Yeah, see? Eat your food. Credit goes to our squad, our sweet Spirit Seeker. Let's give it up for Spirit Seeker. She is a creator, a friend, and a mod for this channel. Please drop Spirit Seeker's link and make sure you are subbed up to her. Spirit Seeker is just the sweetest human being, and she really cares, really cares about the missing.
Sebastian, let me bring you up to speed on that deal. Sebastian has pull-ups that he wears because Sebastian likes to pee in his pants and defecate in his pants. It has become a
He says it in such a nonchalant manner, just like he likes to, like he enjoys speaking about it, in my opinion.
speed on that deal. Sebastian has pull-ups that he wears because Sebastian likes to pee in his pants and defecate in his pants. It is
Yeah, because I'm sure that has to be the best thing for him to be at school and defecate or pee in his pants. What? Gloating. That's a good word, Hatters, yeah. Now we know what happened in California under the Foot's roof. I think this is, in my opinion, trauma. anxiety, probably from trauma from what happened several years ago. Hold on one second. Hey, girl, I'm live. You want to talk? Okay. Okay. All right. Bye bye. Okay. So we know that happened in California under their roof. 1 second, creator call. All right. Thank you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, please keep your prayers for Terry Lynn. She's under the weather. Right? This could the headlights be one of Big D's or Danny's car headlights in the light video? If not CP, then someone else that could carry 120 pounds. Does anyone know what they drive? I don't. But you can email me if you would like. Debbie, thank you so much for 2 continued months, my friend. Really do appreciate that. Thank you again, Sweet Serenity. Really do appreciate you. Okay. There it is.
Become a problem at school to the point where they've actually had to say something to us. So we even told them, said, look, either you figure out how to go to the bathroom or you're going in pull-ups. And for the longest time,
Hold on. What did he say there about pull-ups?
pee in his pants and defecate in his pants. Let me bring you up to speed on that deal. Sebastian has pull-ups that he wears because Sebastian likes to pee in his pants and defecate in his pants. It has become a problem at school to the point where they've actually had to say something to us. So we even told them, said, look, either you.
They had to say something to us. Yes. And allegedly, Mr. Foot got tired of Katie having to go get him or take clothes there. That's why they allegedly made him wear the diaper. Why couldn't you just send some new clothes?
Figure out how to go to the bathroom or you're going in pull-ups.
Imagine that. Oh my God in heaven. Oh my God in heaven. I don't remember that part right there. Oh Lord. He just said, you're going to have to figure out what you're doing or you're going in pull-ups. Like he wants to do that. You literally said he likes to urine and defecate in your pants. I just now noticed that. Whole.
They've actually had to say something to us. So we even told them, said, look, either you figure out how to go to the bathroom or you're going in pull-ups.
You either figure out how to go to the bathroom or you're going in pull-ups. It is a medical issue. Yes. Yes.
And for the longest time, I mean, there had sprouts where he would do what he was supposed to do, and then, excuse me, he wouldn't.
Okay, can I explain HIPAA to you, by the way? And I need to. It's not.
So I'm going to be getting that interview right there. I'm going to send it. She's going to send it to me here in just a little bit. So we'll go over some of that. I want to know about those campers. Justin, I have the call with Tierland recorded but not uploaded. I'll have to search. That would be amazing. That would be amazing as well. If you can upload that, that would be great, sister. Step parents always need to be watched, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. Listen, a step parent can be the biggest blessing or it can be the biggest curse. And it's really up to the step parent, right? Thank you so much, Michelle. Really do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere in the world right now, anywhere on YouTube, anywhere on the internet, and you chose to be right here with me. I know your time is valuable. Thank you so much for spending it with me. Really do appreciate it. Want to thank my hardworking mods. I appreciate you. Thank you to my members and those who donated. That is why I can be here as much as I can be here. It's my passion, and I am fortunate to be able to do it as much as I am able to do it. It's not my main job, but it's also another job. But it's more of a passion. And Sebastian deserves justice. He deserves justice because whether he is being hidden away or something tragic has happened to this child, he is away. And someone has done something. I don't think this child walked out of this house, his house, in my opinion. I think he was taken out in some manner. Thank you so very much. Did I say it right, Oshi, earlier? Did I say it right? I hate to screw it up. Thank you again, my dear. Thank you, Misty Moonlight, for making it possible. 1 month. I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I want to be able to put this to rest. Want to be able. I sent you the phone call. You did? Where did you send it, Tori? I might do another live tonight if I have time, if I can get everything done. We got back to school tomorrow. Yes, guys, please pray for Sweet Grace's husband. He has a scan in the morning. God knows. Pray for a good scan, a good outcome, strength for Mr. Paris, strength for Mrs. Paris, and all of that. So we will be praying. They are some of the best people you could ever be privileged of knowing. Sweet Grace in here. Not only a mod, but a friend. I consider all my mods my friends, though. But Grace is just a sweet one. Thank you for being your beautiful self. Thank you so much, Spirit, for 8 continuous months. Can't do it without you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Misty Moonlight, thank you for 1 month. Tori, thank you again for 3 months. And September Rain, thank you so much, my dear. Really do appreciate that super sticker. Very sweet of you, my dear. So with that, Dina Lynn, love you, my dear. 5 months. Thank you for continuing your membership. Really do appreciate that. If not, I will be live in the morning at some point. Later morning. You can get me that early. I got things to do in the morning and then I have to work. But I may be live at around 11 or noonish Eastern time tomorrow. If not, I will be here at 5 p.m. tomorrow. Maybe 6:30, 5 to anywhere from 5 to 6:30. I'll be here. Thank you all for your time. God bless each and every one of you. Good night.